Welcome to Rad, a daily reader for Reddit. Like and subscribe for daily Reddit videos. TIFU by saving a topless woman from drowning. So this happened yesterday. My family, wife, kids and in-laws, and I had just returned from a pontoon cruise for the evening. It was later than usual, so I sent the wife up on the golf cart with the kids and in-laws to get them some dinner while I covered up the boat. About halfway through covering up the boat, I noticed someone halfway across the cove in the water all on their own, and she appeared to maybe be in distress. She wasn't making progress swimming one way or the other and occasionally going underwater. There were people on the opposite shoreline yelling at her, but I couldn't tell what they were saying. I yell asking if she needs help and she says yes. I call my wife and tell her to come down on the cart. Someone is in the water and needs help. I'm going in. I might need help getting the person out. I put on a life jacket and grab the throw cushion from the boat. I swim out to the person and pass off the throw cushion. She appears out of breath. First thing she says to me is, "I'm topless." I respond with, "I'm okay. But are you okay?" Quote. I also immediately think to myself, 1. My friends are never going to believe this. 2. What is my wife going to think with a topless woman swimming to shore with me? She then says she's running from her boyfriend who is messed up. She also asks if it's shallow enough to touch yet. It wasn't going to be. I help her to the dock where my wife meets us. She tells my wife, "I'm sorry but I don't have a shirt on." Again my wife just asks if she's okay and she tells us the boyfriend's story again. Sure enough, as she gets out of the water she is topless. But she is carrying a white t-shirt that she quickly throws on. She then immediately begins running to shore. At the same time we notice a pontoon cruising towards our dock yelling at us. At first I think this must be her boyfriend chasing her and we are in the middle of some domestic dispute. They quickly get closer and I realize it's 2 sheriff deputies who flagged a pontoon down to carry them across the lake. As they are jumping onto the dock we notice the girl had just jumped into our golf cart and was riding away on it. Apparently she was allegedly involved in a string of burglaries and the boyfriend she was running away from was the cops. I had unknowingly aided her swim across the lake to escape and she used her golf cart as getaway. The cops chased her for a while through the night, tracking her down once more, but she escaped again. We looked all day for the golf cart today with no luck. I notified insurance if the theft around lunch. About an hour ago someone notified us through social media that it was parked behind a house in a neighborhood over. So we recovered the cart and it seems okay. They put more warrants out for the suspect and are still looking for her. TLDR. Thought I was saving a topless woman in distress but unknowingly aided a crook in escaping the police. I wish I had a golf cart. Half the internet has golf cart envy and the other half has sortits envy. Why not both? Because you have to choose one or the other. Everyone knows that it would be irrational to put a cart before the horse. That's roughly all of us. I'm good at math. Probably more than all of us. I know I count in both groups. What about the third demographic? Sortits bouncing in a wet white shirt while riding a golf cart. Him Venn diagram. Boobs Venn diagram. That's an interesting name for boobs. You guys are hilarious. You did not freak up. That's a hell of a story you got now. Totally worth it, wasn't it? Agreed, no foo here. Could a decent person do any less? Hey, even a thief doesn't deserve to drown. Agreed. As someone who almost drowned once, I agree, even my worst enemy doesn't deserve to drown. I'd be telling that story for the rest of my life, lol. Already imagining this dude sitting on a rocking chair at 60. 6 young kids surrounding him while he tells his heroic tale. And boys. She was topless. I'm still not clear why she was topless. And each theory seems equally crazy. Exhibitionist burglary, really trying to sell the boyfriend line, was topless on a boat when she noticed it was police on a pontoon boat approaching her, and just jumped ship without it, dove into the water, it fell off, and she didn't have time to recover it. I'm thinking number 3 is the most likely given that she had a t-shirt with her. But it's still up in the air. I was heading into a Circle K once and saw this guy struggling toward a door with 2 30-packs of beer. So I opened the door and held it for him. Turns out he was stealing them. Was he topless too? About 20 years back I was broke and had an unreliable old Cadillac that I had to drop off at a Repair place. My wife was supposed to pick me up when I was ready to come home, but she wasn't answering her phone. I waited about an hour and then decided to start walking. It was about 4 miles and I figured it wouldn't kill me if I had to walk all the way. I don't remember anymore why she didn't answer. After about a mile, a guy going in the other direction slows down and asks me if I need a ride. Normally I'd say no, but it was hot as frick and I was realizing I'd made a mistake deciding to walk. So I accepted. He pulled a U-turn and picked me up. Then he pulled another U-turn and went back in his original direction. I told him it was the wrong way, that I lived in the direction I had been walking. He said, "Yeah, I just need to make a stop real quick." Little alarm bells, but I figured he was just gonna get some gas or something. So we're driving in a direction that is not toward my house and he looks at me and asks, "Do you have a driver's license?" WTF? I think. I'm not driving. That's the whole point of needing a ride. I kept quiet but was getting nervous. Finally he pulled up into a Home Depot parking lot. He parked and said, "I have some things in the trunk I need you to return. I don't have the receipt, so I can't return them without a driver's license. You have one, so I need you to do it. Why are you driving with no license?" Back then I was a huge softie and would do anything for someone in need, but this did not feel right. My spider sense was tingling. I told him, "I don't really feel comfortable doing that." I was pretty freaked because he was bigger than me, and could have been violent. Who knows? He got pissed and cussed a little, but he got out and grabbed the stuff from the trunk and went into the store. I saw a chance to extract myself from this sketchy situation, so I hopped out of the car and started jogging across the parking lot to the building next door. A Sam's Club. I was a member and this dude probably wasn't. So I went inside and waited there. After about another 90 minutes I got hold of my mother-in-law and she came and got me. Here's the clincher. My mill was a newspaper reader and the next day she saw that a guy was arrested at Home Depot for trying to return stolen merchandise. So that's my story. TLDR. I hitchhiked and got picked up by a guy who wanted me to return stolen merch. I refused and he tried it but got busted. Welp. You did the right thing thinking she was actually in distress. But man, what a piece of work she is. Cold sweat smile. I get the feeling we're all imagining this woman as far more attractive than she objectively may be. Hey bro, boobs are boobs. Punctuation is important. How were the titties? Good enough. But why was she topless? So no one would be able to identify her face. Most likely because she wasn't wearing anything to cover her upper body. Once you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. I let a lady drown because the whole wife versus another woman's boobs situation equals bad karma. Y'all know, said no one, ever. You did the right thing. Obviously the woman has behavioral and psychological issues. And you can almost certainly add a dollop of drugs and abuse to the mix. It's how you act to the least of us that determines who you really are. Even after all that, I really do think she was at risk of drowning. She was tired. She couldn't tread water forever and it's a long swim across the cove if you aren't a strong swimmer. Drugs also could have been involved, but I don't know for sure. Edit. In other words, thinking back on it now, people can be stupid trying to outrun cops, and trying to swim too long could have resulted in a bad result even if it's not initially what I thought was going on. It's better to let a guilty person run free than let an innocent person drown. I mean, it's also better to let a guilty person run free than let that same guilty person drown. Thanks for watching Rad. Like and subscribe for daily Reddit videos. If you like these videos, check out Rad too.